Here, Amanda Roley here, Chief Journalist at KREM 2. We are talking all things Apple Cup this week. It is the kickoff of Apple Cup week. We've got the WSU Cougars playing University of Washington Huskies in Pullman this Saturday on September 20th. And you can watch it right here on CBS on KREM. Kickoff is at 4:30 p.m. And again, watch it here on CBS. Here's what we're going to talk about today. We have been tracking this for a couple months now, the potential for beer and wine sales at WSU in Martin Stadium. We reported on Friday that that is going to be the case and that the first time fans will be able to enjoy purchasing beer and wine at Martin Stadium. We learned of that from WSU on Friday after the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board approved that pilot program last Wednesday. So we want to give you an idea of just a breakdown of what to expect, what those rules are going to look like, and talk through what can fans do, not do, what are some changes that you can expect if you're heading over to Pullman for Apple Cup and you want to grab a beer, grab a wine. So WSU announced that the pilot program would launch. They announced that on Friday. We're just going to kind of go through a couple of the things that you should know. So beer and wine sales will begin 2 hours before the announced kickoff time and last until the end of third quarter. So by the end of third quarter, they're going to do last call. That is the end of time that you can purchase those drinks. Only those 21 and older can purchase and consume alcoholic beverages. You'll have to show your ID at the concession stand. There's also going to be some wristband opportunities as well. So you can go to a station, get your ID checked, and wear a wristband so you don't have to pull out your ID every time you go to purchase something. The maximum drinks that guests can purchase are 2 alcoholic beverages at any one time. So like if you already have one in your hand, they'll only sell you one more. So, and that's per purchase. So keep an eye out. This is going to be stationed all around the stadium here. The WSU Athletics Department says there will be 8 stations on the south course of Martin Stadium, 3 located on the east end zone, and 4 in that north concourse, that does exclude the student section, because there's a hard and fast line of making sure that those students they are excluded from being part of this pilot program. Now, this pilot program is for a year. So the Liquor and Cannabis Board approved it. The university is going to run with it for a year, and then at the end of that year, it's going to be evaluated. The university, when they announced this pilot program, they said this initiative is designed to enhance the fan experience while maintaining a strong commitment to safety and responsible consumption. Okay, even here we have the senior deputy athletic director saying, we listened to our fans and developed a pilot program that enhances the game day experience while prioritizing safety and responsibility. And they're going to be working with Aramark Sports and Entertainment to be the caterer server of these items. So let's take a look at some of those rules. So here's some of the key takeaways that the university is highlighting as far as what's changing with this pilot program. A key thing that I think my fellow Cougs are going to be having to make a big adjustment with is that no stadium re-entry after your ticket is scanned. So I know a lot of alumni or fans, they'll leave at halftime. Maybe they'll run back to the RV lot or run back to their tailgate. That's not going to be possible under these new rules. So once you enter the stadium, if you leave, once your ticket is scanned, you can't leave and allow entry back into the stadium after you've left. We mentioned this before, beer and wine sales will be available through the third quarter. Again, we talked about that 2-drink limit per person. Cougville, now there's a little bit of change to Cougville as well. So it's going to be open for pregame right until kickoff. And it won't reopen for halftime like we're used to. Usually it would open as a beer garden at the end, during the halftime segment. It is going to be part of that beer garden footprint, but if you exit the stadium, you won't be permitted back in. So Cougville, you can enjoy Cougville, that practice stadium right next to Martin Stadium. You can still visit there and get access into the stadium leading up to kickoff. but it'll close at kickoff and will not reopen at halftime. And that's because the idea you can take away from this pilot program, because there are going to be beer and wine within the stadium that you can purchase. So, and again, the student section is going to be alcohol free. So a couple other things to note. Let's see, alcohol is not permitted to leave Giesa Field. That's one thing that they're also going to be cracking down on. And guests are not permitted to leave the venue and return with that same ticket. Let's see, so a couple questions that I think a lot of people have been asking I want to go through that the university has brought up as far as those beer and wine sales. Let's see, so the field house, the Hollenberry Field House, that's going to remain closed. That doesn't change. That's new this year. It's going to remain closed to the public on game days because it's open to more private events. However, the pre-game activities that are new that the university has launched this year, such as kickoff at the Cub, in the Cub Senior Ballroom, those will all remain open, and they don't require a ticket. You can come and go as you please. It's actually a lot of fun. I've gone through. They've got all other college football games on the big screen. You can pop in and get some Cougar gear. It's a great time. Let's see, when will the alcohol be available for purchase? So that actually starts when the gates open at Martin Stadium, so 2 hours before kickoff. Apple Cup's kickoff is at 4:30, so 2 hours before that you can get into the stadium. Again, concluding at that third quarter. And then I mentioned there's going to be a requirement to show your ID that you're 21 years and older when you're making that initial purchase at the concession stand. But they're also going to be, the university is going to put up these kiosks where you'll receive a wristband in order to purchase your beverages. This is something like they've been doing a lot with the Rogers Field at the beer garden. You'd go in, show your ID at one station, get your wristband, and then go make your drink purchase. So that's something that they are incorporating into this pilot program within Martin Stadium. Let's see. Now, there's also the question of, is it permissible to bring in into the stadium an empty see-through container? I know when I walk into the stadium to get to my seat, I see a lot of those aluminum or like not see-through water bottles. There's huge massive amount of piles of them left at the gate because people don't know you can't bring in those kind of water bottles. So what you can bring in is a clear see-through containers. Those are allowed. Glass, though, glass is a no-go, and they should be empty. So if you are bringing a clear bottle, they have to be empty as well. Let's see, I want to bring that up again here. So we are talking, again, these are the rules that are going to be the ones that you need to know, or the key highlights that you're going to need to know going into Apple Cup this year. 2 drinks per person at a time. There is going to be signage posted throughout indicating where those kiosks are, as well as the university is being dictated to post the local and state regulations for these purchases as well. It'll include the state legal age for purchase of alcohol beverages, identification policies of the venue, the drink limit, and the cutoff time. So if you don't have this memorized, don't worry. The university is going to have signage up in and around the stadium to talk through this. So this is kind of something that Cougs have been asking for. We've heard a lot of fans talk about this. You know, we've seen sales. There was a brief stint at Beasley Coliseum during basketball games where there are beer and wine sales at those side kiosks. This is the first time we're seeing beer and wine sales within the concourse for the general fans within Martin Stadium. Now, do know though, in the past, before this point, only the suites and the club sections of Martin Stadium, they sold beer and wine, but nothing like this here in the console. So university is taking this as an opportunity to try it out, see how it goes, to address fan asks for this type of purchase during the games. Again, this is brand new. So we're going to be, again, showing the WSU Apple Cup football game against UW this Saturday, September 20th. Kickoff is at 4:30, and you can watch that right here on CBS. One thing I do want to ask WSU fans, we can throw in a few Huskies there as well. We do want to see your Apple Cup memories. We'd love to share your memories over the years of Apple Cup. I know it is a little bit different this year. This is a lot sooner in the year. We're used to having Thanksgiving dinner and then racing to Pullman or Seattle to watch the Huskies and the Cougs play. But this year, we're going to be in Pullman in September. I know, I'm still wrapping my brain around it. We would love to share your Apple Cup memories. So if you have any photos of your time spent celebrating or preparing for the Apple Cup, please send those in to us here at KREM. You can text them. I think it's easier to text anyway, right? Send it to 509-448-2000. That's 509-448-2000. We'd love to see your Apple Cup memories from the past. We'll have more content throughout the week on Apple Cup, so stay tuned on what you need to know in preparation for this iconic annual gathering here that happens once a year. We enjoy seeing this mashup of the Huskies versus the Cougs. We'll continue to keep you posted on any updates and what to expect as we get closer to Saturday.